Time investment with your nails. That's what I'm here to talk about today. Oh, my chair's squeaky today. Okay, every time you go to the nail spa, be it getting enhancements done, or acrylics or gels or a simple manicure, have you ever thought about how much time you're actually spending on waiting, making it for the appointment, okay, waiting for the person who's totally over time that's before you, or just waiting for your nail polish to dry? All that time really adds up. And how long can you actually wear those nails for? With a manicure, usually it's a few days, maybe a week if you're lucky, until something starts to chip. Enhancements until it grows out, until it breaks, whatever. Okay, so I'm here to talk about how good is that time investment that we're making into our nails. Okay, so I'll put it into a bit of perspective, but before I start, what I wanted to say is, someone might tell me, okay, a manicure, they say it takes about half an hour to an hour typically, which is true. A lot of times it's usually done within an hour. Now the thing is, when waiting for that nail polish to dry, it seems like an eternity because it's all piled on, and you're sitting there under the fan, or even with the toes under the fan. In 1 minute seems like an hour. It seems like an hour, and it is really. Sometimes I've been waiting for like up to 35 to 45 minutes just to wait for my nail polish to dry. Okay, they would come back and they would tell you, oh, just another 5 minutes, just another 5 minutes, just another 5 minutes. But it's not true. Like, I mean, five and five and five, there's 15, and who knows how many 5 minutes you've been waiting for. Okay, so and of course, there's things that we can do to actually make it dry a little bit faster, but that can only help to a certain extent. So before I go on to tell you how you can make your nails dry faster, I'll kind of just cover, generally the stuff that we do at spas and what's your time investment and what it is you're getting in return. Okay, so maybe this will put it into a little bit better of perspective. Okay, so with a basic one color gel nails, okay, it'll take about 90 minutes, and the drying time technically is zero because you don't have to wait for it to dry. It's just cured under the light. And in exchange, you get about 2 weeks of wear, assuming nothing breaks. And so that means for every minute you're waiting in the salon, doing your nails, you get about 224 minutes of wear. Now that's pretty good. Now, with a basic manicure, I just said there it's about an hour. Okay, so let's just use that as an example. And there's about 40 minutes of drying time because we all know that nail polish really doesn't get completely dried for quite a while actually. Some told me that it took them like 2 hours for nail polish to become completely dry, meaning that you can actually, press really hard on it with something hard, or you can start to etch on it a little bit. 2 hours. I don't know if that's true, but it feels pretty close. Okay, anyways, so with the 60 minutes of manicure time and approximately 40 minutes of drying time, and you get about 3 to 5 days of wear until something happens to it. I'm just using myself as an example. So that means for every minute that I actually waited at the salon doing my nails, I get about 43.2 minutes to 72 minutes of wear. Not so good in terms of return. Okay, now there's something that I found that out there. It's called a nail decal. There's many names for it. Some of them call it like a nail sticker, nail polish sticker, nail art sticker. But what it is actually a full sticker that goes on your nail, and it has like a certain patterns and stuff, and it doesn't need to dry. It's just a sticker that goes on top. Some of them are actually made from nail polish, but one way or another, you just stick it on. And with an expert hand, it can actually go on pretty fast. It's about 15 minutes, and the drying time is technically zero, but because sometimes they would put a top coat on, so let's give that about 10 minutes. So in exchange for that 25 minutes of wait time, I get about 2 to 4 days of wear. So that means for every minute I waited, I get 115 to 230 minutes of wear. So that's pretty good, and they come in pretty fancy patterns. In another blog post, I'll actually talk about some other nail decals there are out there, and I'll show you some of the patterns, but I'll put that onto a separate post. Otherwise, it's going to be too confusing on here. Okay, now After I talked about all this, I'm gonna go back into just earlier how I said you can actually make your nail polish dry a little bit faster. And here's just a few things that I found. So if anyone knows of better solutions, just yeah, just reply me on my blog or send me an email because I love to know. I'm sure a lot of us wants to find out too. I found that actually holding to like a cup of cold, like cold pop, like a can of pop. I'm just holding a glass of water here, but something cold, or if you have cold hands, your polish actually seems to dry. Well, it doesn't seem to. It dries a lot faster. What am I talking about? Okay, the second one is fan your nails. Don't blow it because when you blow it, you're actually putting in extra moisture. So it kind of probably just added the moisture instead of, making it dry a little bit faster. And the third one is the quick dry top coat. I'm sure a lot of spas actually use it right now, but it's just a top coat that dries faster. Don't have a lot to say about that one. And the fourth one are quick dry drops. There's many brands that make the quick dry drops. There's like OPI and SE, just to name a few. And they drop it onto your nails after everything is done, including the top coat. The only thing is the timing is very essential. They can't put it on right after. They have to wait a good 5 minutes. Otherwise, it'll wreck your nail polish. A lot of times it'll make little watermarks on it, or sometimes it'll make it wrinkle, or sometimes turn it yellow if they put it a little bit too fast. So you gotta wait, a good 5 minutes until you can start to put those drops on. And they feel a little bit oily. They said it's a little bit, it'll protect it a little bit of moisture, and it'll moisturize your cuticles as well as creating that little, a little buffer when you accidentally scratch your nails. I find that it works quite well, but it's not 100% resistant to scratches. It's just if you bump into something accidentally, like a light bump, it'll actually save it. Okay. And one more thing I found is a UV top coat. I think that's actually quite useful. I think there's different names for that everywhere, but a UV top coat can be a top coat that's just resistant to UV, or it's a UV activated top coat, and that's the one I'm talking about. So it just looks like a nail polish top coat. They put it on, but they need you to cure it under a UV lamp. That's a nail lamps that you guys use for gel nails, and after about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes, it'll dry. But it doesn't dry it perfectly because keep in mind this is not gel; it's just nail polish. But it'll do quite a good job, and you can actually touch and rub your nails to a certain extent after using the UV activated top coat. And for me, I can start to zipper my coat. I can start to button my coat. I can start to reach for my keys. Still have to be kind of careful, but it can sustain actually. It can take a lot more than just the quick dry drops or the fast dry top coat. So I think it's actually pretty good, but not all salons offer it. So if you're smart on that, you can actually just get your own bottle and go to salon with it. I'm sure they're happy to apply it for you. Okay, and there's one last one that I wanted to mention. I noticed that sometimes when we go to nail salons, I know they're really busy or they just want to get as many clients in as possible and just get everything done. But try to ask your manicure therapist or your nail technician to wait a little bit longer between the coats of nail polish, the, the coats of nail polish they're putting on, be it between the base coat and the colors, between the colors, or between the color and the top coat, because as you can see, if the bottom coat is not quite dried and you're layering another coat on top, it's gonna make it harder for the bottom coat to dry. So ask them to do it. Just ask them nicely. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Or if not, try to just fan it out, your other hand out while they're applying it on your other hand. So even when they go back to that hand, it's actually more dried than it would be when you're just waiting there. So as I say, if you have any better ways of of making your nails dry faster, just let me know. And that's about it for this post.